Brad. And we just did an amazing pop-up in Sarasota, and now we're on in Nashville, and I want to talk with you and answer a question like, how do I take my Pilates with me when I travel? So I've had some questions on this, like my practice is super consistent, but then I go on a trip or I go out of town or something like that. And it's like, how do you make your Pilates practice super easy for you to travel with? So I have my flashcard deck here, the mat deck, and the reason I brought this is because it actually does make it so much easier. I don't always have access. Like you could take from a different class or a studio, and that might be what you want to do. But lately, like this trip, I actually don't have a ton of time. So I woke up and I had a couple of hours, but not enough time to actually go take a class. And let's be honest, a lot of classes actually have a wait list for it. So it's not super easy when you are from out of town to go in and take a class at a studio that is near where you're traveling. So I brought this deck so that I could, based on the amount of time I have to work out, could make a workout happen. So it is my mat flashcard deck. It's super easy to travel with. It actually fits in the side pocket of my carry-on bag, which makes it really easy. And then I could pick the amount of cards that I want to do. So if I have about 5 minutes to work out, I can pick about 5 or 6 cards. If I only have 1 minute worth to work out, I can just pick one. If I have about a 30-minute workout experience, I can do the whole deck. Now, when you're new to this deck, what you want to do is actually go through the whole deck and take out the card like this one. Take out cards where you look at the exercise and you go, no. You have to listen to your body. It's really important to me. If your body says no, then you're going to put that card back in the box. Okay, that's how you're doing it. And that will help you get to the cards that you can do. So I'll show you some of the cards towards the beginning of the deck that are a little bit more accessible for all of our bodies. So there is a list of exercises right here. So you could also just have this right next to you if you don't need the whole deck to remind yourself. You can just look at the names. But then you can actually go and you can pull out the amount of cards you want to do. And if you don't remember how to do the exercise, you can scan this. It's going to take you here onto this channel and show you the exact exercise it is. You also flip it over and it's going to give you how to set it up, how to do the exercise, substitution. So if you looked at that card that I was showing earlier and you're like, oh, I can't do that. In the substitutions, it's actually going to tell you what you can do instead. It's going to prepare your body for doing that exercise someday. And so what makes this really fun to travel with is it means I don't have to worry about how busy my schedule is because I can create a Pilates class with the deck and then I can do it where I'm at my hotel room. So all hotel rooms pretty much have room for you to lay on the ground and take a class, right? And so you can either go to opc.me/challenge and you can sign up for our 4-week challenge when you have a trip coming up and you'll have a 10-minute class for a week and then a 20-minute class. You can also, if you're an OPC member, a lot of our members, I got to see a bunch of them this weekend here in Sarasota, they actually were able to take class with me in person, but they talk about how they do whatever amount of minutes they can. So you can log into our OPC app and you can take the class that's available that week. And if you have the full 30 minutes, you could take it. If you have longer, we do have a 50-minute class. If you don't have as much time, you could take 10 minutes. To me, Pilates is about doing the amount of minutes you can and not about like maxing out all the time. Because when you're traveling, let's just be really honest, it can be really hard to stay in your consistent morning routine. My morning routine is usually a long dog walk, and then I actually do my Pilates practice, and I do a little meditation reading journal. I journal, and then I do my meditation, right? So when I'm on a trip, my husband was up early with me this morning. So while I didn't have a dog walk, but I did do my walk. Then I was able to do some Pilates in the living room. There's enough room. And I don't travel with a Pilates mat, but I actually just put a towel down. Sometimes I put a couple towels down and I can do whatever cards I want to draw. And that allows me to do Pilates without having to also have the time to drive to a space, to find a class that works for me. And let's just be really honest, like when you're traveling, everything is a little like, you're like, how far away is that? You don't know how long traffic can be. So I can take the amount of cards and I can do the amount of cards I have time for, and I can keep my Pilates practice up. And that makes it really, really fun. So we're on our way to Nashville, and I'm staying at 2 different places. I'm staying at someone's house where I have a lot more space to do my Pilates practice, which means I'll be able to do my whole deck. And then I'm going to be in a hotel room where luckily there is a gym, so that's going to make it easier. But when you have this mat deck, which you can just get at onlinepilatesclasses.com, you have this deck. It's so easy to travel with because look how big it is. That's it. And it just slides right into the side pocket of my carry-on, which makes it even easier. I can make sure that even if my suitcase doesn't get there, I actually have the ability to do my Pilates practice. And it really does make my life easier. I was working with Jessica Papanow this weekend, and she and I were talking about how no matter how busy our life is, no matter how busy work gets, we must do our morning routine. Like, it has to happen. And that includes on a trip. I don't feel like myself if I don't have my morning routine with me. And for me, that's when I do my Pilates practice. And when I don't have equipment with me on a trip, because it's hard to take, I can't take a reformer with me. I don't want that to be the limiting reason why I don't get to do my Pilates practice, is movement meditation that is just for myself. And when I taught my class here in Sarasota, something that we talked about was like just really listening to your body. And to me, your Pilates practice is about listening to your body. It's time to be in your body. What is feeling strong? What is feeling mobile? And what's not? What's feeling very stuck? And so as you take out this deck and you can look through the exercise list here, you can check the cards and you can pick the ones that work for you. As you do these moves, you get to compare yourself to yourself. You get to connect into your exercises, and on your trip, notice what is feeling tight. Maybe you slept wrong. You know, the beds we were on are different than our beds that we're normally used to. And so some of these exercises felt more possible, and some of them were like not at all possible compared to what we're used to. And to me, the importance of having a consistent practice, having a Pilates practice, doing these cards, doing your Pilates practice when you travel, is it really does let you stay connected with you, and you really have to understand, like, what do I need right now? Do I need more support on this trip? Do I need to make sure I'm getting more water? Do I need to make sure I'm getting more sleep? Do I need to make sure I'm getting more movement? Or am I doing a really great job? It is possible that you are. So you can get the mat deck at onlinepilatesclasses.com. And if you want to take a class that is the exercises in this deck, you can go to opc.me/challenge. We have a free challenge that you can do. There's a mat one. And then for those of you not traveling, have access to a reformer, there is a reformer one. We're going to have summer camp opening up pretty soon, and I would love for you to join us. So you can definitely reach out to me if you want information on when summer camp tickets are going to open up. That will be virtual, so you can join us anywhere in the world, including on your trip. But I do hope that you snag this deck. We also have 4 other decks. I don't bring them because they're not meant for traveling. They're like this big. There's a reformer. There's a Cadillac that also includes the tower exercises. And there's the chairs deck. And as we speak, I am working on the barrels deck. So you'll want to make sure you're on the wait list for the barrels deck if you want to get the pre-sale price on that. So go snag your deck, take this with you on your next trip. And then I would love it. It would mean the world to me if you took a picture of yourself doing an exercise with the card and you tag me on your favorite social channel. It's so fun for me to see how you use these decks, where in the world they go with you. It would just be so fun to get to connect with you, see what you're up to, and see what your favorite exercises are. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I'm happy to answer them. I go live every single Sunday, including from the airport, as you can see. And it's usually at 9 a.m. Pacific time. So I will be going live with you next Sunday. I'll be back in Vegas. No, that's a lie. I'll be going live with you yes, I'm in Vegas next Sunday, yes? I think we're in Vegas next Sunday.
We might be flying home Saturday night. I can't remember.
Flying home Saturday. I'm in Vegas Sunday, so you'll be at my house. I'm answering some questions on the equipment. And then the following Sunday, I'm going live with you from Arizona. So I'm always taking you with me because you should always take your Pilates with you. All right, my loves, have an amazing day.